Mic check, mic check. What's kicking, family? I'm glad you clicked in to me, Mr. Batch. I'm here and you're there. Let's have some fun. We're talking about the 8 head coaches that are on the hot seat, in my opinion, that could lose their head coaching job. I'm only going to do 6 today because I didn't include in the numbers today Gary Kubiak of the Houston Texans and Marvin Lewis of the Cincinnati Bengals. They will be included in my next update concerning the 8 on the hot seat. But let's do the 6 that I've got here right now, right here, right now. Can I have some Kool-Aid? Yes, that's right. Liquid courage. Chicago 2-1 takes on Detroit 1-2 at home. Detroit has gotten a win, a little bit more so than what I thought. Well, not really. They're going to win more than what they've done last year. I think they're going to win something like 4 games. What we're talking about is Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith is a few years removed from being in the Super Bowl. He's lost his heart and soul on the defense. Brian Urlacher. They have Jay Cutler up there as a bona fide receiver. And now the receivers have somebody that can really get them to the ball on the spot and be there. Now you've got Cutler, Rodgers, Favre, Stafford in the NFC North. And as far as Chicago goes, Cutler is up there. How far is he going to help them? Lovie Smith has got to go past the first round, whatever round he gets, whether it's the wild card or the divisional. He's got to get further than that in order to keep his job, in my opinion. All right, moving right along to the next one is Dallas Cowboys. They're 2-1 at Denver. Denver's 3-0. That's shocking to me. But Wade Phillips hasn't won a playoff games in every stop that he's been at. So it's going to be pretty rough. They're 2-1. They were looking that they should have been 3-0, but that's not the case. So guess what? I'm taking Denver on that one. Okay, moving right along. Who's the other coach that I have on the hot seat? I've got Brad Childress. He mortgaged the future. The future is now. They went out and got Brett Favre. That's right, even though they had Sage Rosenfels and Travaris Jackson. And as you've seen Brett Favre, the legend continues. The gunslinger shot down the 49ers, who could have moved to 3-0 with that beating of the Vikings. But if you guys had seen in one of my other videos that I had posted concerning Brett Favre and the Minnesota Vikings, I said that the Vikings should be able to run the first 6 games coming out the box. So far for 3 games, I've been doing pretty good. But Brad Childress needs to go deep into the playoffs, in my opinion, to save his job because the future is now. Now, another person, coach. Now, let's move right along to another head coach. This one's in the NFC that could possibly lose his job, and that's good old Jim Zigzag Zorn. Yes, Jim Zorn has been having a rough way to go. Albert Hainsworth has been the man in the middle, but now there might be some legal issues, and he could possibly be suspended for a domestic dispute with his partner. Yo, you guys mess up, you get the hook. So what are we going to happen to Jim Zorn? Jim Zorn gave up the first victory to the Detroit Lions. They were the first victim of the Lions. They could also be the victim to the Buccaneers this week because the Buccaneers are winless this season, and they have a rookie head coach coming in also. So Jim Zorn, you're under some fire. I had heard the replay of the Jim Zorn and Sonny Jurgensen having a little tit-tit-tit-tit-tit. Ooh, if you would have called timeout and changed the play, I would have pulled you. That's what Jim Zorn said to Sonny Jurgensen. Wow, that's something else. Zorn, you got to get wins to cure all these ills because they'll be clamoring to get you out of here almost. No, I'm not going to mention Mangini. I'll get to him yet. But wait a minute. Mangini can't be on this list of the 8 coaches that are possibly. Wait a minute. I might have to amend this list. Ooh, nearly. But let's get back to Washington. Washington 1-2 at with Tampa Bay coming in at 0-3. Guess what? Zorn, I loved you as a ball player. I don't know what's going on with you as a coach, but I got Tampa Bay in this one. Let's move over to the AFC. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 1-2 going against the 0-3 Tennessee Titans. Now, as you know, the Big Tuna says your record says who you are. as a team. Right now, the Tennessee Titans is 0-3 versus Jacksonville. Jack Del Rio, you got to be able to come up with a couple of more wins in your home versus Tennessee Titans. But guess what? It's going to get ugly, and I'm taking the Tennessee Titans in that contest. Throw a little bit more on you there, my man, but that's what's going to happen so far. Jacksonville, home versus Tennessee. Del Rio needs a win. He's not going to get it. I got Tennessee in the 0-3 team that's really desperate. And, you know, it's like you got that animal backed up in the corner. Going to get you. Now, for the last coach I have here, this is only 6 I'm doing today. I normally have 8. I might have to add 9 next week. All depends on what Cleveland does. But let's get to the 8 that I have, but the 6 that I'm doing today. And the last one on this list is Buffalo Dick Geron, 1-2. At Miami, who's 0-3. Terrell Owens, streak stopped. What's going on up there? He didn't throw anybody under the bus. Very strange, but it's good. The reporters wanted to be contentious and get at him and make him flip that switch, but it didn't happen. Now, I love the way Terrell Owens handled him. Yes, let's do the slings and barbs and get a good contest going on here. Great. A lot of these radio or TV personalities got upset with T.O. because he came back at him. I'm just running the plays that they call, man. And then they were trying to ask him questions to egg him on. Right then and there, the man really didn't feel like answering those questions. He just answered as plainly as he could because the streak was stopped. I'd be pissed too, man, because, yo, besides being on this team, it's been something I've been doing which will go down in history. And now, even though he had a couple of balls that he should have caught, he should have made a concerted effort in the beginning of the game to throw him a short, wide receiver screen. Get that out the way, and then the rest of the game is great. Nah, they don't be thinking like that. That's what happened to Rich Gannon when he broke his neck with the Oakland Raiders. He was down there with Jerry Rice, and Jerry Rice needed one more pass to do something. Either receptions, touchdowns, or something, and Gannon didn't do it. He got slammed, broke his neck. That was the end of his career. Not really broke his neck, but he broke a vertebrae or something like that. You football people know what I'm talking about out there. So that's what Mr. Batch has to say for the coaches on the hot seat for 2010 who could be shown the door. I'm out of here like I stole something. Peace.